So here we are at Pro Tour Philadelphia alongside Martin Juza of the Czech Republic. He's got a very exciting deck to tell us about in Modern. And Martin, you were saying that 2GP top 8s this year and first time it's constructed top 8. I had no idea that you were like this limited only guy.
I always played these weird decks and I guess this is one of them. But yeah, I never really did well in constructed.
Okay, well, maybe he's going to do well in constructed here. 2-1 right now, having just lost in round 3 against Josh Utter-Leighton. Is Zoo a difficult match for you?
Yeah, Zoo is like the worst matchup for this deck.
Okay, let's take a look at the deck. It is a combo deck, like many we're going to see this weekend. And the beginning is quite innocuous, really. Either Gitaxian Probe or Inquisition of Kozilek. And basically, you're trying to set up what you're looking to do, get some information, make sure there aren't any nasty surprises lurking.
Yeah, you pay 2 life, see their hand. If they have, a removal spell or something, you go and like just discard it. If they don't have a removal spell, you play a guy, either this one or the land. Then
okay, so that's our starting point. Get some information. Once the way's clear, part 2, let's make a guy. So you'll notice we've got Glistener Elf, 1/1 Infect, Vector Asp, 1/1 for 1 that can get Infect, or Inkmoth Nexus, it eventually becomes a 1/1 with Infect. Strangely enough, this is a poison deck.
Yeah.
Okay, now, this is where things get a little bit complicated, where there's a lot of play in the deck, with part 3, which is either Spoils of the Vault or Plunge into Darkness. Now, in a sense, they do the same thing, don't they? What are they there in the deck for?
Yeah, well, just basically, turn 1 you play a guy, turn 2 you want to kill them. If you don't have the kill, that's unfortunate, you have to wait till turn 3.
Okay.
So if
Just so we're clear, he said, turn 2, you want to kill them. Don't often get to say that in Magic unless you're playing Vintage.
Let's say you're the unfortunate guy who doesn't get to kill turn 2.
Okay.
So turn 2 you're going to play one of the 8 cards that find you the combo pieces.
The tutors, we call them.
Yeah, so let's say you're missing like the main piece, which is like Blazing Shoal.
Okay.
So let's say you took 3 from a wild deck outlaw or whatever. So end of turn you're gonna plunge.
Okay, so Plunge into Darkness lets you forget the first bit. You're not going to be sacrificing creatures to gain 3 life.
Sometimes.
Really? You've not done that.
A couple of times. Yeah,
okay. But what it's really for is you got to look at the top X cards of your library, put one of those into your hand, remove the rest from the game. You don't care about the ones that are gone from the game, you just care about getting your key piece for the combo. Spoils of the Vault, similar idea, name a card. So you just say, I want this, and then you reveal until you get there. I guess you can die to this, theoretically, can't you?
This is like a giant impulse, and you pay how much you can afford.
Yep.
And usually you play like around Lightning Bolt or something so you don't die.
So you pay maybe 12 life, something like that?
And this is like the bad one, the bad tutor.
The risk.
But usually you go like turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 you're gonna find your Nexus. But there's we did the math and everything, and it depends on how much cards are left in your library and how much life you're at, but it's usually 80-90%. It depends on how much life you have. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna kill yourself, but imagine if you had a Preordain instead, and you wanted to find your combo piece in your top 3 cards, and it wasn't there. Then you would die anyway.
You get an awful lot way further down.
Yeah.
So now let's look at what you're quite often going to get, which is either a Reaper King or a Progenitus.
To pitch into.
To pitch. Now, functionally, they're both gigantic men. But that's not the point, in a way, is it? Because you're never planning on attacking with them. What are they in the deck for?
You're pitching them to Blazing Shoal.
Okay, so let's go down one further, and here is the kill. We talked about this on the preview show yesterday. Blazing Shoal, remove a red card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game instead of its cost, which is red, and X. Target creature gets +X/+0. So we can pitch a Reaper King. So we can pitch a Progenitus. And at that point, something, can we say a Glistener Elf, or an Inkmoth Nexus, or a Vector Asp, is going to get +10 and +12, and is just going to kill you outright. That's the theory, right?
Yeah, but what if they have, a Gitaxian, so you can't play a spell with X in the cost? What are you going to do?
Okay.
I guess we're going to Slaughter Pact it.
So now we come down to our kind of defense mechanisms. That's what we're trying to do, but now we have Pact of Negation and Slaughter Pact. And remember, the thing about these is you don't have to pay them now. you pay them later, except there is no later. And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of them.
Yeah.
So from the top, once again, it's all going to happen this in about 2 turns. Gitaxian Probe, see what their hand is. Is it a problem? Yes, it is. Let's Inquisition of Kozilek them. Make a guide. Glistener Elf, Inkmoth Nexus, or the Vector Asp. Are we missing part of the combo? Go get it with Plunge into Darkness, Spoils of the Vault. What do we go find? We either find a Reaper King or a Progenitus, or maybe our actual kill card, Blazing Shoal, and then we go Blazing Shoal, give the guy +10, plus enormous amounts, killing with Pact and Pact backup,
yeah.
just in case, because sometimes
There's a
people don't
problem.
like being killed on
Yeah, I
turn
mean,
2.
like, sometimes if you go Elf and they have a blocker, which is, you know, a Llanowar Elf or whatever, you just kill the guy and kill them. Sometimes they have a Boomerang or they have a something, like blue decks have, you know, tricks, so you just protect it with the blue pact.
Okay, let me ask you this. There is a tradition of opinion that the Pro Tour likes to play control because you get more turns to impact the game in more games, in more matches.
Yeah.
So over the weekend, you just play more Magic. This deck is quite clearly
Yeah,
about playing as little Magic as humanly possible.
You don't get to play a lot of Magic with this deck now.
So why is a deck like this good for someone as good as you? I can see why it would be good for someone like me, because the fewer turns I sit down against you, the less chance you have to outplay me. I just go, oh look, you've got nothing, kill you, thanks very much.
Well,
So why are you attracted to this?
the way I see it, Zoo and like Affinity are the 2 worst matchups, and it's still pretty even. Like, if they know your exact deck list and they know what to play around, and then they should, you know, bolt in their turn instead of yours, so you can't play the blue pack, then it's slightly worse than even. But except for those 2 matchups, like all the blue decks or all the Cloud Post decks, those matchups are actual buys. You can always in your playtesting start the games with 5 cards, and you're not going to lose a match, like ever. Like the only way to lose is to actually kill yourself with this, but you don't have to play it. They give you like 5 turns or 6 turns. Yeah.
Enough time. Yes, we did a sort of preview where you make the Glistener Elf, they make a Cloud Post, then you kill them. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So like that's the way I see it. Like I have a lot of buys here, like actual buys.
Sure.
And a lot of like not a lot, but like, you know, at quarter, maybe third of the field is an even matchup, I think.
Okay. Final thing, just have a quick look at the land. We know you like to build the decks at home, so pretty much what you'd expect, nothing particularly extraordinary. You've got your Llanowar Wastes, 1 each of basic Forest and Swamp.
Gemstone Mine is good that you don't have to pay life from your land to cast your spell, so then you can see more cards from your tutors.
Okay, so there it is, your turn 2 kill with Martin Juza. Well, can't really complain with a turn 2 kill. That's the world of Modern. We'll see you very soon. For Martin Juza, I'm Rich Hagon saying bye.